Move here being made by Florida, as DeSantis has now signed these bills into law, making Florida the latest state here in the United States to be constitutional carry. And they say now a majority of the states are now that way. As he signed this bill into law here today, and it eliminates the requirement for an individual to obtain a permit to carry a concealed firearm. We've seen many states do this. As I said, this is now the 26th. And with this, people can flex out their freedoms a little more in Florida here and feel safer with this move. I know here in Kentucky, a lot of people loved it when our state stepped up, and you may be asking, well, why all of a sudden are all these states doing this? It's because they can smell what's coming. They can see what's coming. For everyone that's got their head in the sand, you better get aligned quick. You better get into a state that backs and supports your values in the way that you want to live your life. Because if you're caught in one of these commie places, it's game over. It's only going to get worse. Just imagine the next scam, the next series of lockdowns. So wherever you want to align yourself, that is critical at this moment. That should be all that is being talked about by anyone out there. It's tantamount to the people, your ancestors, long ago that had to make the choice to leave whatever country they were in and sail to America. You're going to have to sail to a new free land because some of these places are not free anymore. The politicians have sold the people out. And since people did not make a stand, it's got to an extreme to where, as you can see in California, people are fleeing en masse. They have been in droves into free states, so to speak, like Texas. And they're tearing this country apart if you missed it. It's all by design. So I would get aligned into a state that supports your values, again, and that ain't playing this game. I've got to commend Kentucky here that stepped up to the plate, smacking down all this stuff. Even if the governor's tried to push it through, the whole government in the state here has shot him down. And that's how it should be. So, also, know this, that if you're in a state like Ohio was, I think they may still be, where they were giving out permits. I had people that came to our last conference greatly upset because they got their medical marijuana and then turned around and were told, now you can't carry. You've lost your right to carry. And it was a trap. Well, you don't have that trap with constitutional carry. You sure don't. And here in Kentucky, for example, they just pushed in the medical marijuana thing so people have a right to be able to access that and be protecting themselves 24/7, the way that it should be. Okay, so again, make sure that you're aligned in a state that backs your way of thinking and the way that you want to live. If not, things are going to get even.
Hey, Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'm going to let it give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noah's in the gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is a civil war brewing up, all right, with this whole Trump indictment thing, which is nothing more but a ploy. It's nothing more but a distraction from what's really going on in America. Okay, you have them legalizing concealed carries for people that don't even know how to do background checks in Florida, which a lot of these states may just succeed from the United States, man, because each state holds its own particular constitution. So each state can pretty much be self-sustained for the time being. But what stood out about this is the fact that Fed now is getting ready to launch July 1st as well, right along with these gun rights going into effect. So it's going to be some shit, man. And like this guy Dabu was mentioning, he's basically stated that they know what's coming down the pipe and they want the citizens to turn on each other. Because, you know, once the government takes over, once the military, the martial law, people are going to literally be armed to the T to protect themselves and defend their freedoms. Because, like we always say, there's going to be a war against the haves and the have-nots. Mainly the citizens of Babylon. Mainly you red-blooded citizens, you Edomites that believe in your constitutional values, which you Jakes, you don't have that. But basically what happens in a nutshell is the fact that you're going to have private militias that's going to pretty much be in league, or they're going to pretty much go against the opposing armies, okay, which is going to be a fucking bloodbath out here. So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is setting this thing up in its fruition, in its entirety, because the scriptures tell you that the judgment of the Lord is going to be in perfection. Scriptures tell you that the judgment of the Lord is going to come upon Babylon in its perfection. So that means that the Lord is not leaving no stone unturned. So get ready, man, because like I stated, this thing is going to roll out July 1st, right along with the FedNow program, where a lot of the banks are going to convert over to this new digital currency. And from that point, the CBDCs issued, and soon to be the CHIP, to pretty much put everybody under one government. And that's the way that the society is going, man. But people, they're blind, they're oblivious, and they don't really care, man, because they feel in their mindset, oh, well, that doesn't apply to them, you know. But when you go to France, they over there fucking up Parliament. They over there going in, you know, which a lot of those can be crisis actors. But at the same time, man, they're actually making moves on their play. They're actually fighting for what they think to be a cause versus you stupid ass Americans. Like the brother did a video on a child support earlier today and how they do Jake, and even Esau is getting caught up in that trap. And you would think that niggas will go and do what they're doing in France, but they're not doing it. Show you how docile you people are, man. America has had you people in a slumber. And it's going to be too late, man, because a lot of you just not going to wake up until the gun is pointed at your face and your children and your freedoms are taken from you, which that's all prophesied in the scriptures. But regardless of that, man, Yahweh Shem Shai told us to watch and pray, you know? So anyway, let's get a couple of precepts, because there is going to be a civil war in Babylon the Great. Civil war, man. Okay, and like everybody is on edge about this Trump shit. Certain people are knowing that it's just a distraction, but then you got certain peons, some simple-minded millions out there that they really believe the shit that's in the news, man. Okay, well, this is the book of Isaiah 19, and I'm gonna start at 2. It says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother." Okay, meaning a civil war. Okay, you're gonna have Edomite on Edomite, Jake on Jake, Jake on Edomite, Edomite on Jake, Moab on Ammon, Ammon on Moab, Ishmael on Esau, and the gist of it. Okay, you're gonna literally have cities fighting against another. You're gonna have North Kansas City that's riding with South Kansas City, Lee Summit riding with Overland Park riding with Leewood, and these small municipalities are gonna go up in smoke because of the injustices that's being done. Okay, and we telling you that Esau Edom, he's gonna set this thing off. See, you Jakes, man, you Israelites, you ain't gonna do shit but sit back and continue to complain and continue to beg for mercy from your enemy. But the scriptures say, hey, never trust thy enemy. So is iron rusted, so is its wickedness. But a lot of you Jakes, you putting your faith in the so-called white man in his fucked up ass system, to the point Esau is gonna spark this civil war, because you niggas ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. You know, which we're not condoning anything of that nature, but according to morality and fairness, you would think that people will fight if they back us against the wall, man. How long are you gonna let somebody to steal from you and spit from you before you decided to fucking defend yourself? But once again, you Americans, you're overly entitled and you stupid, and you get exactly what the hell you deserve, man. Because when it goes down here, oh, it's gonna go down. And when these people decide to fight, it's because their bread and circus, their money and their food and their jobs are taken away from them. That's what's gonna make people fight. To the point that Esau is gonna scare the shit out of people to accepting the mark of the beast, which is soon upon us, man. The CHIP can be here as late as this, as early as this year, as late as next year. But I very well see this thing being rolled out real soon. But we just have to wait and see, because with the Fed now, you know, getting everybody in the mindset to see what the hell is going on with these poly crises and so forth, they're going to have to gradually build up to the CHIP. It ain't going to be the Fed now and then they're going to start CHIPing everybody the next day. Nah, they're going to try to roll this thing out because Esau knows he's losing his rulership. But the Lord is going to speed this thing up, because once the digital currency come and commences, hey, the MOTB is literally right behind, it's really right around the corner. So we ain't got that long left. We're literally at the end of this man's kingdom. All right. And it says here, shall fight against everyone his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Okay, state against state. You're gonna have the northern states. There's gonna be at odds with the southern states. Like Florida is considered a Republican state, Missouri a Republican state, I believe. Kansas, fucking Texas, you know, those Republican states, those what do you call those? Not liberals being those Democrats, but then you're gonna have at odds. Then you're gonna have places like Illinois, you know, places like Ohio that voted Democrat that's gonna oppose the gun rights. Okay, because the whole reason behind these shootings is to pretty much take away your rights, man. So as they're promoting gun rights upon these particular states, you're gonna have more and more shootings. You're gonna have more schools that's gonna get shut up, and a lot of children are gonna die for that, to play on the mindset of you people out here that believes in your gun rights. And that's gonna cause even more division in the society, and people are gonna start to riot behind that, man, because they know that the government is coming to take their weapons or some form of fashion to disarm them. You know, like I believe it was like during the time, was it Germany, or I forgot which particular population was disarmed, and then after that, shortly after that commenced, the government rolled on them. But I forget what it was. But basically, when they gave up their weapons, that's when Esau or the government rolled on them and start throwing them in internment camps and persecuting them. So, you know, you're gonna make the same mistake again, but you're gonna have an opposing force too. It says here, his neighbor, and a city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards, man, because people are going to want answers as to what's happening. And the Egyptians I will give over to the hand of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, says the Lord of hosts. All right, and that's the point. It says, and the water shall fail from the sea, and the river should be wasted and dried up. Meaning your economies, man, your global markets, these things are going to pretty much be held over your head in order to regain your civil freedoms. All right, 2nd Esdras 13, and I'm going to start at verses 29. It says, behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, that's going into the elect. Okay, we're going to be delivered once this hell commences from situation after situations. Okay, because you're going to have the deliverance from Babylon, but you're going to have deliverances from particular issues in Jacob's trouble. The FEMA camps, okay, the martial law, you're going to have deliverance from these particular places, you know, with the spiritual power. And however the Lord decides to get us up out the jam, you're going to have deliverance, but you're going to have the ultimate deliverance, which is through the chariots from the nuclear destruction. All right, and it says, and he should come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another. That's right, man. Okay, one realm meaning another society, other countries, man. You know, world war. One city, Chicago, Riverdale, Dalton. Those particular cities are gonna be up in chaos. You know, people are gonna be going to Chicago for the one of all things, and people from Chicago gonna be going to the suburbs to find out, you know, food and water and shelter. Going out their way to rob and take shit, because once things get dry in the city, people are gonna start hitting the suburbs in the country to sustain what they have. Because like I said, the war between the have and the have-nots. Okay? And it says one realm against another, and the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen, which I showed thee before. Then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending, man, meaning in Acts, the 1st chapter, when it says that the Lord was ascending up from the heavens. Ascending in the chariot and went to the spirit world. Well, that same Yahushua is going to come back, descending in a chariot to bring hell on this planet Earth, man. Because we know through the spirit and just through watching the news and keeping up with the trends of prophecy, Babylon the Great is totally divided, man. Okay? Matthew 12:24, it says, 25, it says, and Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself should not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? And America is falling rapidly. Okay, like Yahushua said, behold, I saw Satan fall from heaven as lightning. And that word heaven goes into rulership. Okay, that the so-called white man is literally going down by the second. So we ain't got too much longer to go, brothers, man. Yahushua, he's making good on his promises, man. And hey, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's beautiful, and hey, I can't wait till this thing finally is over with, man. I'm ready to live and get in the kingdom. You know, tired of this fucking place, man. Okay, Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on earth, and what would I if it be already kindled? So, hey, war is coming, baby. So with that, I'm going to end it giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And with that, Shalom and a Bible ball. Shalom.